All right, YouTube, welcome back to another episode 2 of the SaberShow podcast. I'm your host, Gio, the Graphics Addict.
And I should figure out a name one day. I'm Josh. Hi. Anyway, so today we're going to be focusing on Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Obviously, this is the box from Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland. Rest in peace. I hope you open one day.
Yeah, this is the Legacy Saber from Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. It retails for about like 140, 130. I forgot.
I think it was 149.
149? So 150?
Yeah, 150.
All right. But yeah.
Obviously, it's the I think it's one of the most expensive lightsabers that they offer, aside from Luke's, because I believe Luke's comes with two different emitters. Yeah, but obviously Kylo Ren's is more expensive because it's a custom mold. It's not just a single blade. You get 3 blades technically. Yeah.
2
so
dinky
obviously,
ones.
All right, I'm gonna let Gio.
Okay, so I'm the owner of this. So let's go ahead and take a look. Obviously, comes in a hard case like all other Legacy Sabers. In the front, what logo is this? First Order.
First Order, yeah.
In red. So the case of this is bigger than other Legacy lightsabers. It's thicker, or wider I should say, because obviously Kylo Ren's hilt is a crossguard. So first you pop it open, and then you obviously get the lightsaber itself. And there's this cool little cloth thingy that has, or plastic covered in cloth. Some people actually, because you know how it's hard closing it, they take out the cloth and they just leave the plastic. So you could do that. And at the bottom, you get 2 blades for the cross guards, which look like this. Pretty small. So you get 2 of those. And then you also get a belt clip. So you could just put this on your belt and then slide the hilt in. It's actually well built. I think it's metal, or the belt part is plastic, but the actual base of it is metal. So that's pretty cool.
So I prepared a little one sheet for this lightsaber. So I included obviously facts about the lightsaber, the lore behind it in the story of Star Wars, and its appearance, and just facts about its appearance. So I thought I could start off with some fun facts about this thing, and we can I'll get your reaction. Just gauge how we see about it. Okay, so in canon, this lightsaber is 30 centimeters long, and his blade is about 24 inches.
24 inches?
Yeah, or in episode 9. In episode 7, it's a little longer. But yeah, so, and then its resting area is currently underneath the remains of the second Death Star on the planet Kef Bur. If you watch episode 9, sorry for that spoiler. And the overexposed parts of this lightsaber, as you can see right there, where the wires go into, it was actually designed by him because he wanted a way to maintain his lightsaber without breaking it open every time.
I mean, okay, props to him.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the appearance of it now.
Yeah.
So Kylo Ren's lightsaber is a black lightsaber with 3 emitters. His main saber and 2 ventilation emitters on the sides of the main emitter. This creates a medieval Excalibur type appearance. It is the first lightsaber in the movie canon that has a different type of blade effect, where instead of a long beam, Kylo Ren's lightsaber crackles. It has exposed wiring throughout the main handle, as well as an exposed area underneath the main emitter that the wire feeds into. It has an exposed red pommel with chambers that expose the bottom of his saber. All of this was created for, obviously he wanted a way to maintain his lightsaber without, opening it up and opening and closing it over again. So let me get your thoughts. What do you feel about this lightsaber's appearance alone?
I like it. It's unique. Obviously, this is the first crossguard, I believe.
In
Star Wars canon.
In canon, yes.
Because now they have more in the High Republic. But I like the look of it. I like how it's black, and then on the side hilts or side emitters, it has like this exhaust type of burning effect. That's pretty cool. I like the exposed wiring because it shows like battle damage. And yeah, I don't know. I like it.
You like? Oh yeah. So, all right. Obviously, you can tell from episode 8 when he's a Padawan, he has the lightsaber.
Yeah. So, I actually own Ben Solo's lightsaber,
which we will cover in another episode.
It's pretty much this lightsaber, but silver and without the, what are these called?
Ventilation emitters.
Ventilation emitters, obviously. So as a Padawan, he only had a single bladed, not a, triple bladed type thing with the cross guards. The exposed wiring is not there. It's all like complete. It's all sleek silver. It's very nice. And his blade color was actually blue and not red.
As well as it did not have the crackling effect that this lightsaber has. And we'll get into why it crackles in a second. But I just wanted to ask you if you knew about a little something on why this is the most infamous lightsaber among the young Star Wars fan base.
Okay, I was recently exposed to it on TikTok. I made a TikTok of like a meme where he throws it. Okay, speaking of which, I bought this lightsaber for $150 at Disneyland because I was like, dude, Kylo Ren's cool. I like Kylo Ren, right? And then I didn't watch episode 9 because I wanted to watch it in theaters, but we're in LA, so we couldn't. But then my uncle has it pirated.
No, legal copy.
Legal copy.
Legal copy.
Yep. So I watched it and I got very mad. And it's funny because while I was watching, I was a little kid. You know, I was very nerdy and I had my lightsabers next to me. But I was on the floor. I had it next to me. And the scene came up where he throws it in the ocean. And my uncle, my auntie, and my dad said, wow, you just wasted $150. I picked it up and I looked at it. I'm like, dang.
All right. So you want to
Yeah, but so I made a meme of him throwing it in the ocean, right? On TikTok, which you could find down in the description. And all of a sudden, it started popping off. And my comments were talking about this story. I don't know. It's on Wattpad or whatever.
Yeah, it is a Wattpad story.
I checked it out. And I was too lazy to read it. So I don't know what they're talking about. But a lot of the comments were about it. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? I don't understand. And I just liked it.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, this lightsaber is a very, I want to say it's the most infamous fan fiction in Star Wars, but I can't confirm that. I'll just say that's the most infamous one at the moment. So, yeah, it's a story about Kylo Ren dominating you, and he uses this lightsaber.
To ding you or like to like threaten you?
There's no threats. There's
It's this?
It's consensual. Let's put it that way. It's consensual.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very, it's a very infamous. Even Adam Driver has expressed how he's uncomfortable by it. And I thought I could read you out some of the tags that are listed under the Wattpad tags for this thing. It's called Fix Your Attitude, if you would like to look at it yourself. It's on Wattpad.
No.
So there is force choke, dubious consent,
Dubious?
dominating Kylo Ren.
Nice.
Oh. You're the person he's doing it to, like the reader.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought it was like someone else. But yeah, you are it. Yeah, there's verbal humiliation, dirty talk, inappropriate use of the Force, and inappropriate use of lightsabers. So obviously, this lightsaber is very popular among the ladies, if you would.
You know why I'm cringing? It's because, like, you know how Rey and Kylo have that Force connection thing, and they could, like,
The dyad.
they could touch.
Force, yeah.
They can touch each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it says misuse of the Force, do they mean like Force choke or like touching dyad?
I don't know. Anyway, okay, so now that we've covered that, obviously, because that's a big thing that people would like, obviously, for us to talk about, if we're talking about Kylo Ren's lightsaber, I thought I could bring up the actual lore in canon of this
Yes,
lightsaber
please do.
to kind of cleanse it out. So, Kylo Ren wields a red cross-guarded lightsaber, which is akin to a medieval broadsword. It is a reconstructed version of his blue lightsaber that he wielded as a Padawan under Luke Skywalker, but he would turn it red when he would surrender to the dark side of the Force and would design his lightsaber after sabers wielded during the Great Scourge of Malachor, which was a battle between the Jedi and the Sith on the planet Malachor.
Malcor.
Yeah. And Kylo Ren's lightsaber contains a cracked kyber crystal that would result in the additional vent. It would result in the need of the additional vents, because it prevents overheating on the lightsaber itself. Because his cracked kyber crystal, obviously, which results in the crackling effect, it's not stable enough to support the beam of light on its own. So he had to forge these ventilation shafts, creating this crossguard effect
And the crackle.
and the crackle.
So right now we have a light. You want to take this? I'm going to see if I turn it off, if it'll do anything. But right now, you can take a listen. So yeah, I don't know if you can see it that well. I'm going to put my hand behind some of the blades. It has that crackly type of feeling. That's kyber crystal. And yeah, the noise is unique. Take over.
Yeah, so obviously it's a very unique noise. This is the Disneyland version. This is the Galaxy's Edge. It's obviously, it's bought at Doc Ondar's. The Force Effects Elite and Force Effects versions of this lightsaber, I think they have different gimmicks to them. Like, I think one of them doesn't have removable blades, and the other ones have like a flash, like different types of flash on clash, like lock up noises and stuff like that. But this is the Disneyland version. It's very I hate saying it because it's $150, but it's a very affordable lightsaber, honestly.
Yeah,
like
compared to like a Corband,
Vader's
Kylo
Vault.
Ren, saber, a lot of high end like Vader's Vault. They do Kylo Ren sabers. Obviously, their lighting effects are way cooler, and their smooth swing is better compared to the Disneyland ones. Their smooth swing are okay, but it's like a here and there every time you swing. For a smooth swing, it'll make a noise. Even for like the slightest movement, and in the big movements, it'll have a different noise. So yeah, but for $150, way cheaper than like a $500 one or even $1,000. I think it's really cool, especially with like all the weathering, and it's pretty movie. I wouldn't say accurate, or like it's there. You know what I mean? Like I believe it's the Black Series, I think, that's less movie accurate compared to this one. And then obviously you got like the plastic toys. So save up for this and then go to Disneyland whenever they reopen. I think it's really worth. I love it to death. If you're gonna duel with it, be careful. The blades cost a lot of money. Yeah, and just be careful with the hilt because it's pretty hefty and it's all metal. So if you drop it, it'll do some damage. And yeah, overall, it's a cool display piece.
I think we should take a second and talk about... Alright, that concludes our section from Kylo Ren's lightsaber. And please comment anything you want to talk about, anything we missed, anything like that. But I think we should talk about the difference between that Disneyland blade and an Ultra Saber dueling blade.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, there are many blade types in the saber world.
Community.
Saber community. So right now, here we have a Disneyland blade right here. And then we have a Ultra Saber's heavy grade dueling blade, right? Yeah. That's the name. Then we have a Ultra Saber's mid grade, and then a cheap AliExpress blade. So obviously, common things they have. They kind of have that like white tint, as you could see. Blades vary depending if you want it to be thicker or longer compared to others.
And I think here so you can get the size comparison. So yeah, I think what we should talk about is how Disneyland lightsabers and Ultra Sabers both use the same size blade.
1 inch.
1 inch, but Disneyland has a way of activating their electronics through those. You need a blade in order to activate it, unlike, something like Vader's Vault where you can just turn it on and start swinging it, even if it's just the hilt.
Yeah, so the difference between these hilts is the LEDs are actually in the blade itself for the Disneyland ones, which is why they cost so much. And another cool thing they have is this black piece. Now this black piece allows you to just insert and twist super fast compared to, say, Ultra Sabers or Saber Forge, where you have to unscrew a retention screw. You have to unscrew it, pull it out, screw it back in for a complete look. And for Ultra Sabers, instead of having LEDs in the blade, a reason why they're good for dueling is because the LED is actually in the hilt itself. So it's actually, for my hilt, it's down here is where the LED is. And then you have this blade, and then the LED is bright enough to reach the tip. For the Disneyland one, however, as you can see, there's a clear section. And obviously there's no LEDs there. So it gets cut off, which kind of sucks. NeoPixel also has LEDs in their blade. We don't have one right now because those are expensive. But those are brighter. It goes all the way to the tip. There's different effects. NeoPixel, for the money.
Yeah.
Mwah.
It's just that. It's for the money. Like, this is honestly, if you're just looking for, something to display, I would honestly recommend Disneyland lightsabers. Just because, they're easily removable blade. You can just hang it up on your wall. They sell, like, D-rings or like, they sell belt clips, stands, everything. Clips. I think Disneyland, like, has the complete package for anyone who's not trying to, like, go overboard on their budget. And obviously with Ultra Sabers, I wouldn't recommend them for people, like, collecting lightsabers, but more for people who want to, like, show off their lightsabers, like, carrying them around, not afraid to drop them, is my biggest thing about them. Like, an Ultra Saber is probably the most durable thing I have. I'm not gonna lie.
They're dual worthy. These stunts.
And honestly, they're perfect for their purpose. That's the thing. A NeoPixel blade is, I feel like you need a huge amount of disposable income just to justify buying it. Because a NeoPixel blade alone costs more than that whole Disneyland set that you're holding right now.
Yep.
Because especially with pre-installed NeoPixel, like, if you can't do the electronics yourself, you're looking at another, like, $200 alone. Like, what's that company? Corbanth. If you wanted a Corbanth lightsaber with NeoPixel installed and sound, their starting price is something like $600.
Yeah.
$700.
The cheapest I found was Electrum Sabers. I did a little calculation. Evo Flex hilt with sound and a NeoPixel is around $500. So I don't know if $500 is the cheapest. Maybe that's just the cheapest one I found.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. So my take, Disneyland, if you want to go for movie accurate or show accurate, go for Disneyland sabers. For dueling, stunts, or anything you want to, like, abuse and, like, beat up, Ultra Sabers or Saber Forge, those are cool too. But yeah, each company is different. A lot of people out there in the saber community, they always like to compare, saying, like, this is better than this. But they're separate companies. They have their own, like, intake on, or, like, own ways of going at it. So Ultra Sabers, I think, is the best for, like, dueling. They have their stunt variations where it's just light, no sound. And you have the option of getting a Obsidian V4 soundboard if you want. And there are options of getting hilts like these where it's plain and simple and you can duel with them. Or you want to get movie inspired hilts. Yeah. Same thing with Saber Forge, right? Saber Forge has I'd like to say more elegant hilts than Ultra Sabers. They have, things from Shoto, which are shorter hilts, to things like the Redeemer, also known as Obi-Wan's Episode 3 lightsaber. Those are pretty cool. I heard that electronics from Saber Forge are kind of janky though. But yeah, there's a whole, like, variety of sabers that you could pick from. Just make sure to do your research. Join the Reddit. Reddit is a good savior. But yeah, they all do their own things. So stunts, or display, or say a smooth swing CFX, NeoPixel, all
Neopixels,
that. If you like swinging, so yeah, I think each company is unique. Comparing them is good, but most of the time it scares consumers a lot, and it's just not good.
Because you gotta understand, like, a lot of these people buying lightsabers for the first time, their last lightsaber was something like
A
a
plastic.
plastic thing they
the
had as a
plastic.
kid that they
Love
flicked
those.
out and they were like hurting each other's hands with. Yeah, that's usually like the thing about it is lightsabers in general are what you make of it. Like, I've heard a lot of people be upset about something like an Ultra Sabers product, something like a Saber Forge product, just because they're like, it's not as bright as I thought it was. But as you said earlier, do your research, because
Do your research.
in-hilt LEDs are never going to be as bright as a NeoPixel blade. But a NeoPixel blade is going to break if you try to duel with somebody.
Yes, and
Like,
please don't be the people to complain about buying a saber saying it's a scam if you don't do your research. Like, for instance, someone on the internet bought an Ultra Saber and they complained about it not having sound. They most likely chose the stunt saber, what is it called?
for option.
Option, and they probably didn't know. So, do your research. Make sure to read of what option you're picking, because they do that. Ultra Sabers has a bunch of options, and in each option they give you a basic rundown. Stunt Saber, no sound, just LEDs, or basic sound, Obsidian V3 soundboard, or premium sound, Obsidian V4. For Saber Forge, it's different. It's tiers. You have a initiate, a warrior, champion, and a hero. So initiate is just an empty hilt for those DIY people that want to have a plug and play from SaberForge, a plug and play LED, or for like DIYers from Etsy. Those are pretty cool too, that install CFX soundboards. Next is warrior.
Basic
It's-
sound fonts, yeah.
Wait, no, that's hero. Warrior is just LED.
Warrior's just on and off, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's just like an Ultra Saber. I haven't done
Warrior
too much
is
research
like a
into that.
stunt saber from Ultra Sabers. So Saberforge Warrior tier is just the LEDs. So it's gonna be like this. Veteran, that has basic sound fonts, 3 basic sound fonts, and then an LED. Champion, is it 6 or 3? I think it's you have custom sound fonts, and you could go onto the their software and then change and install your own custom sound fonts if you want. And then it also has a basic LED. Hero is the most expensive. That has custom sound fonts as well, which you could also change from things you buy online. You could install that into your hilt, and then the LED is different this time because now you could change the LED color. So you don't have to really worry about picking a color for the hero tier. For the champion, veteran, and warrior, you do. So yeah, just do your research.
Yeah, doing your research, especially because I'm not gonna lie, even for people just getting into this, it's kind of hard to justify spending out the gate like $300 on a lightsaber or something like that. Like, there's obviously more affordable options. Like, it's okay if you want to get into this, like,
It's expensive.
premium. Not I want to say like premium lightsabers, just because like there's the kids lightsabers at Target or whatever you could just buy, which are great, honestly. Like, I believe
The new one.
yeah, I believe the new
At Galaxy's Edge.
yeah the new Disneyland, not Disneyland, like the new not Disneyland Disney lightsabers,
Disney.
like the Darth Vader, Yoda, Rey one they have.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I heard their electronics are actually on par with the Disney thing. It's just that the blades themselves are plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah.
They're okay for light dueling. There is a video on YouTube about it. I watched the dueling. Just go light, and obviously it's like kids that are gonna duel with it, so I don't expect them to go.
Yeah.
So
But
I think it should be okay.
Yeah, I believe they're only like $32, which, that might be a lot for some people, but it's if you're trying to
It's
get into lightsabers,
cheaper than these.
It's cheaper than these, way cheaper. And honestly, you'll have just as much fun if you're just trying to learn how to like Annie Obi or Obi Annie. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but obviously, yeah, I think that could wrap it up for today.
Actually, I want to point out one more thing. There are cheap alternatives like this. This is an AliExpress saber. I'm just gonna touch bases on this. We might go over it on another episode.
Oh yeah, that's what I was planning to do.
But yeah, so obviously you got your Ultra Sabers, right? Ultra Sabers, Saber Forge, Galaxy's Edge. But then you got some of these. This is an AliExpress lightsaber.
Retails $60.
$60. There are other sabers like this on the market. They're pretty cheap. So they have a lot of features, but a lot of drawbacks as well. And I guess we'll just talk about it in another episode, right?
Yeah, we should cover that next episode.
Okay, cool. Because there are a lot of companies that sell sabers like this. Sabers with the same internals, same sound font, same features, but different hilts. But that'll be for the next episode.
All right. So thank you for watching. Obviously, our TikTok, socials, everything will be
in the description,
on the screen. Yeah, so just thank you for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed our analysis of the Kylo Ren lightsaber and look forward to the next one. Thank you.